Introduction: The Core Story. What categories do you use to describe yourself? I like to ask this question at the beginning of workshops, and I'm always surprised by how many different categories people use to describe themselves. Categories like mother, father, manager, accountant, leader, board member, soldier, cook, gardener, writer, and so on. Quickly listing 20 categories to describe oneself is not uncommon. How many different categories does it take before you start thinking of yourself across a broad spectrum? Categories coerce. Categories are thrown at people like capture nets over wild animals. Categories keep us in cages. Categories can kill. Full-spectrum thinking is the ability to seek patterns and clarity across gradients of possibility, outside, across, beyond, and maybe even without any boxes or categories, while resisting false certainty. In today's political climate, categories dumb down the way we talk about each other. Categorical thinking moves us away from understanding the bigger picture. It lacks context. Categories lead us towards certainty, but away from clarity. Full-spectrum thinking has the potential to diffuse polarities, to reveal that our differences are not as stark as they seem through the narrow lens of categories. My colleague Toshi Hu leads the Institute for the Future's Emerging Media Lab, commented to me that full-spectrum thinking helps us find the multidimensional ways in which things are connected, not just the ways in which they are distinct from each other. Think of the best leaders you've ever had, the people who inspired you the most. How did these leaders categorize themselves? How did they categorize you and others? My guess is that your best leaders didn't categorize others mindlessly. They made you feel recognized, empowered, but not stereotyped. They used appropriate categories to define your strengths and highlight your contributions rather than pigeonhole you or degrade your efforts. They didn't box you in or categorize you as something you are not. They saw the full amplitude of your potential. My guess is that your best leaders were clear about the future, but rarely spoke in certainties. This book is about how to seed and nurture a mindset that expands the characteristics that you already admire in the best leaders. Full-spectrum thinking fosters empathy. Mindless categorizing fosters contempt. Categories make it easy to write off others with tired labels like immigrant, black, white, millennial, gay, Jew, Muslim, or old. Choosing an identity for yourself is one thing, but being labeled by others is quite another, and the way you say it can be just as important as what you're saying. The way forward is to develop full-spectrum thinking, not by advocating for our own stereotypes of others or by creating new boxes to throw people into without careful thought. Being stuck in categorical thought doesn't actually involve much thinking at all. You just assume, without thinking, that new experiences will fit into your old boxes, buckets, labels, generalizations, and stereotypes. Knee-jerk categorization of others is reckless. Even if after careful thought you decide to categorize, you should start by thinking about a full spectrum of possibilities first. Categorizing is a convenient and time-honored strategy for gaining and maintaining power. Categorization can have psychological or material benefits by helping you develop your own identity and community. But lazy or careless categorizing of others is dangerous, and it will get even more dangerous in the future. Fortunately, a gradual shift from categorical to full-spectrum thinking has already begun.